there are many in the history who took the living in a new dimension. Let us see few among them now. These famous entrepreneurs succeeded because of their focus and determination. Influence is both a natural and learned quality that is developed over time. It can still be inherited or received by winning an election, or conveyed by a new job title, but that's becoming less relevant now. I've seen influencers in the social age drive tremendous awareness for social causes, and leads for companies. Many of these influencers have mastered the art of communicating what everyone else is thinking or what they should be thinking. It was not all about the money, it was about creating a positive legacy. Their products and services made the world a better place. All these persons have proved that success in school is different than success in life. When coming to the list, the first person is Mr. Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was born into a typical lower-class family in Scotland, and lived in a weaver's cottage, a tiny house. His family were suffering from near starvation and poverty when William, his father, emigrated the family to Allegheny, Pennsylvania in the USA. Later he became a major investor in both oil and steel. Carnegie was becoming very wealthy, and wrote his first book, which sold over 40,000 copies. His writing style and intelligence helped Carnegie become known as a great author and journalist, which helped him earn another hefty fortune in doing so. By 1898 Carnegie was worth more than $20 million and famously offered $20 million to buy the Philippines from Spain to allow them independence. Upon retiring at the age of 66 as the world's richest man, Andrew Carnegie became a philanthropist. Andrew Carnegie is perhaps the most influential philanthropist in history. Steve Jobs, born on February 24, 1955. One thing that you might not know about him is that he's adopted, but that didn't stop him becoming one of the most successful people in the world. By April 1, 1976, Apple Computer Company was founded as a partnership with Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak as the co-founders. In 1984, on January 26, Steve Jobs introduced the first Apple Macintosh. Later then Steve Jobs formed another company, Next Computers, by quitting from Apple Computers, which did well. Then in 1986 he bought the graphics group, which was later named as Pixar Animation, for $10 million. By 1996, Apple Computers Company bought the Steve's Next Computers Company for approximately $429 million, bringing Steve Jobs back to Apple as the company's interim CEO. In 2000 Apple announced publicly that Steve Jobs was to become the permanent CEO of the company. In 2007 Apple changed its name to Apple Incorporated. On a side note, in January 2006 Jobs announced that Disney had purchased Pixar in an all-stock transaction, worth approximately $7.4 billion. So, as you can see, Steve Jobs did very well for himself. Henry Ford, one of the few men that made mainstream automobiles a reality. He was born into a family of farmers who originated from England and Ireland. Not the wealthiest of families, but not poverty-stricken either. He completed an apprenticeship with James F. Flower and Brothers, and also with the Detroit Dry Dock Company. In 1891 he met with Thomas Edison, who liked his concept of an automobile, so he allowed him to use his warehouses to manufacture two vehicles. Ford was grateful, but later built his own company so he could build the cars on his own terms, backed by William H. Murphy, and in 1899, he founded the Detroit Automobile Company. This was short-lived, however, as the vehicles produced lacked the quality and precision, and were horribly expensive. The business went under, but it didn't stop him. Ford went on to build the Cadillac Automobile Company. After almost failing a second time because of lack of sales and high debts, more partners came into the business and the name was changed to the Ford Motor Company. The Ford Motor Company generated around $156 billion in revenue in 2019. Mark Zuckerberg is known for co-founding Facebook, Incorporated, and serves as its chairman, chief executive officer, and controlling shareholder. Zuckerberg launched Facebook from his dormitory room on February 4, 2004, whilst attending Harvard University. To begin with, Facebook wasn't available to everybody, and because of this, competitors such as MySpace and Bebo seemed to be the clear winners in terms of social networking. However, that soon changed when Zuckerberg and the co-founders of Facebook dropped out of the Harvard University in a bid to make Facebook succeed. By then in 2004, Facebook had received over 1 million users for the website. In 2005, the capital venture firm Excel Partners invested $12.7 million into the business to help them evolve further. According to Forbes magazine, Zuckerberg is worth approximately $68 billion by August 2019. Jeff was born in 1964 and is the founder of the president and the chief executive officer and the chairman of the board for one of the most popular and well-known websites, e-commerce sites in the world, Amazon.com. He is also, according to Forbes, the richest billionaire in the world. He was highly regarded through his school and college years, and was awarded an honorary doctorate in science and technology from Carnegie Mellon University in 2008. In 1994, after having an idea on a cross-country trip from New York to Seattle, Jeff Bezos came up with a business plan for what would be called Amazon. He got some backing and started internet business that very year, and as we know, it is now one of the most successful e-commerce sites in the world. Amazon.com has a revenue of around $25 billion. 2020 latest update says, according to some reports, Jeff Bezos' net worth has grown by 34% on average over the last 5 years. Bill Gates, the second richest billionaire on the planet, one of the most recognized names in the world, as much a celebrity as the pop stars and movie stars because of his high public profile. Bill has always been in the limelight since he began his career way back, at age 13 years. Many people call Bill Gates a college dropout, or that he failed college. This is not true at all. It was a decision he made himself. He did not fail or give in. He saw an opportunity the same as many entrepreneurs, and he took a huge leap of faith that eventually paid off. He began working on their new business in 1975 with the company name Microsoft, although in 1976 they changed it to Microsoft, dropping the hyphen. Bill Gates has a personal fortune of around $98 billion, which he uses to help very worthy causes and charities, including his own, the Gates Foundation. Larry Page, the co-founder of one of the most recognized search engines in the world, Google. It's no wonder why Larry became interested and later an entrepreneur within the computer science industry. His parents were both computer science professors at the University of Michigan. In 1996, formed the company Google Incorporated. Larry, alongside his partner Brin, ran Google Incorporated as co-presidents of the company, until hiring the CEO Eric Schmidt. In 1999, just 3 years since they went into business, Larry and Brin, after being hounded by investors, accepted $25 million investment from Kleiner Perkins Caulfield and Sequoia Capital. By 2001, Google, now global, was producing profits of over $100 million, and by 2003 had raised those profits to $960 million, a massive amount growth in just 2 years. In 2020, Google is worth $632 billion or thereabouts. As you'll already know, Sergey Brin is one of the co-founders of Google Incorporated. Brin immigrated to the United States of America with his family aged just 6 years old, and although he is both Russian in terms of ethnicity and background, he is a citizen of America, with his nationality set as American. Sergey and Larry worked together, and even though they had relatively mediocre computer systems available, they frantically worked at developing new search engine designs and algorithms. They upped their game and the inner workings of the code further and further, perfecting the algorithms and creating the unique PageRank system. The pair suspended their studies and went on to co-found the company Google Incorporated, the same Google which we love and hate today. Richard Branson is a well-known British industrialist, probably best known for his company the Virgin Group, which holds over 360 different companies. Richard Branson started his education at Skatecliff School in 1963, continued by his attendance at Stowe School in 1965. In 1966 Branson started his first successful business venture, a student magazine. In 1967 Branson started the Student Advisory Center, which was a great success. In 1970, Branson created another company, which was a mail-order retail business. In 1984 Richard Branson formed the Virgin Atlantic Airways Company, or as we know today, Virgin Airways, which has been a great success just like many of his previous companies before it. Sir Richard Branson is one of the greatest entrepreneurs the UK has ever produced. Without him a lot of things wouldn't be how they are today, such as the music we listen to, the charities we support, and quite possibly soon space travel. The reason Oprah is an influential entrepreneur is that she's been through so much, yet accomplished so much more. After being the subject of vicious sexual attack at the age of 9, she later became pregnant and lost the child at birth when she was only 14 years of age. The following exposure was explosive, and she soon became one of the most famous, most loved, and most professional people in the entertainment industry. This business grew in leaps and bounds, most likely because of her television career, which gave her a massive amount of advertising every day. The company now has over 250 employees and is growing every year. She also co-founded Oxygen Media, which helps attract over 50 million viewers. Because of all the skills she possesses, and her entrepreneurial side, she's created reported personal wealth of $2.8 billion. So, what makes people influential? What makes an individual worthy of a spot on a list of the most influential people ever? The people with the greatest minds of all time deserves to be ranked highly. Each one of these incredible and inspirational people use the power of their minds to change the world. Think out of the box. Be consistent. Know how to communicate. Practice few like this. You can also be an influencer. Good luck. Support us with likes and subscribes. Share your comment on the comment area. Thank you.